Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to part 3 and the final part of everything that is coming for Global Dokkan's 8th anniversary. As before we jump into it, if you can drop a like, subscribe if you are new around here, that'll be very much appreciated. So we're gonna hop straight in terms of part 3, in terms of what we're getting. We are getting burst mode, of course, standard Dokkan stuff. Again, even if you don't play burst mode, just kind of play it to the bare minimum just to give yourself some extra stones, especially if you haven't pulled both or one of the new anniversary units. Give yourself the best possible chance, and of course, even if you have pulled them, still grind as many stones as possible to take in with you to Worldwide, which is only like 2 months after the anniversary. Don't forget, they are so close together. There are more commemorative missions giving, again, the 8th anniversary coins where you can trade them for resources, Kais, those type of things. Stone rewards, Sleepy Kais, the 77 tickets, and also the tons of thanks tickets as well. And then we have the easy area stages that will be added for the free-to-play units to come during the 8th anniversary, which is the LR Barbary, which has the LR Margin Vegeta standby, and then also the free-to-play Hercule will get an easy A through the easy area also. Unfortunately, and I did say this in yesterday's video during part 2, like the last couple years, aside from the 6th anniversary, the free-to-play kind of standard of units haven't been that great. Now, I know the 6th anniversary units had to be good because they needed to be used or big parts of the Reps Universe 7 category, but, and I will be slightly biased, my boy LR Margin Vegeta has such a sick art, it's such a dope moment. And unfortunately, he's not amazing. He's okay. Hercule's neither here nor there. But the easy areas will be added. And again, you might as well grind them just to get as many stones as possible. The final couple of stages for the Shadow Dragon event will be added. In terms of the order and the batch they're going to add these, I can only imagine that all the other stages will be added through part 1 and part 2. And then the final stage against Shin Shenron will be added. Or, as I said, it will either be like a 3-2-2 or it will be a 2-2-3, but I can only imagine that, you know, regardless, even if it's only the final stage that gets added, it would make a whole lot of sense for that to come in part 3. So it's either going to go like 3-3-1, or it's going to go 2-2-3 or 3-2-2. If I had to guess in terms of the order. I feel like I'm talking about football formations right now. But yeah, the final few stages of those will indeed be added in part 3, of course. And then, of course, as soon as that's added, we're going to start doing content, taking old, new units, easy A's, all that good stuff into the Shin Shenron stage and testing out units against him. We then get new challenge event missions for this event, which I'm pretty sure we went over in part 1. I did already go over all the missions. And again, I'm not entirely sure how they will add these missions and in terms of how many will come during each part, or how many will come in each batch and each update. We've already gone through these missions in general. Stage 1, you're getting stones, you're getting the 8th anniversary tickets, Kais, again stones, Hercule statues, orbs, resources, all that good stuff, even more stones, and then again you're getting stones, tickets, Kais, resources, orbs, all of that good stuff. I'm just not entirely sure how they add the missions in terms of like batches, which ones indeed come first. But the rest of the missions will be added all in part 3. We also have a chain battle versus Vegeta and Nappa. Again, you may not play chain battle, but it's a very simple game mode that takes very minimal effort. And again, because we're in the 8th anniversary, if you've pulled one of them, you're missing both, or you just want as many stones as possible going into Worldwide, definitely grind this. Again, you don't have to grind it hard. You don't even have to, that sounds really weird. You don't have to grind it to like ridiculous extent. You don't have to be the top 1%. Just grind it enough to get enough stones to do more summons on the 8th anniversary banners or take some stones with you into Worldwide. So you don't even have to grind it too crazy. Just grind it enough to get yourself a decent amount of stones. Then we have the big stuff coming for the 8th anniversary, which is the easy A's for both LRVB and LR Gogeta Blue. The year 5 anniversary units getting their easy A's, becoming 2 of the best units in the game. Now, in part 1 and part 2, I did say I'm not going to go through these just to make sure the videos aren't too long. However, part 3 doesn't get too much added to it aside from these two being the headlining content and kind of the final stage of the Shadow Dragon event. And I kind of wanted to keep some stuff still kind of new to you guys who don't follow JP and things like that. So if you don't want to see the details, I suggest you click off the video now, and that will kind of be the end of the video anyway once we get through the details. If you do want to see the details, we're going to check them out right now. So to just show you how good these two are, because I've seen a little bit of talk recently that a lot of global players, and again, can't really tell unless people specify, that a few global players, whether you play JP and global, just play global, or you kind of at least pay attention to what's going on in JP, a few people have been saying they're not that hyped for the anniversary, and I'm like, we got two of the peakest EZAs coming for part 3. I mean, that's fair enough where your hype goes, but I guess the weight kind of makes up to that. You know, it kind of contributes to your hype dying a little bit. But, you know, take Spider-Man, for example. Spider-Man 2. We've known that's coming for like the last, what, year, 2 years? And now we have a release date. Does your hype die down because you know that's coming? I don't know. But still, we're going to go through them. So VB becomes a 170 lead for final trump card and Patara. On super attack, he will stack attack, he'll raise defense by 30% for 1 turn, cause colossal damage to the enemy. On 18 key, continue stacking attack, then he'll greatly raise defense for 1 turn, cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. Gets attack and defense plus 140% at the start of turn, then gets key plus 4 and defense plus 100% when attacking. He'll launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack as the first or second attacker in a turn. He'll then launch an additional super attack and have a 70% chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, as the third attacker in the turn, and he'll transform when conditions are met. Moving on to VB, on the 12 key, he'll greatly raise attack and defense by 50%, cause colossal damage to the enemy. On 18 key, he'll greatly raise defense for 3 turns. 3 turns, and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. He will evade enemies' attack, including super attack, for 1 turn after transformation. This guaranteed dodge for 1 turn, so nice. So nice. Attack and defense plus 150 at the start of turn, key plus 5, which is great because he's an LR. He'll then launch an additional super attack that has a medium chance of launching another additional super attack as the first or second attacker in a turn. So in terms of him getting an additional off, it's incredibly likely. Like, the amount of times this guy can super attack is ridiculous. The amount of damage he can do is ridiculous. The extent at which you can get his defense because of this 3-turn build-up, and then also the 12 key 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, is also crazy. But we're not even done. He'll then get key plus 7, which is great because, again, he's an LR. He'll launch an additional super attack that has a 70% chance. Sorry, let me do that again. He'll launch an additional super attack and has a 70% chance of evading enemies' attack. So not only does he have a built-in additional, which has a 30% chance of becoming a super attack, but he'll also have another guaranteed super attack in there as well. No matter what, he is guaranteed to super attack twice in 1 turn, at least. Actually, no, tell a lie, that's 3 times. He'll launch an additional super attack and have a medium chance of launching another additional super attack as the first or second attacker in a turn. This is what I mean. The amount of damage this guy can do, the amount of times he can super, the amount of defense he can get is honestly ridiculous. And then he has a 70% chance of dodging the enemy's attack, including super attack, as the third attacker in a turn. He'll then get an additional key plus 1 up to 5, an attack and defense plus 22% up to 88% with each attack performed, and this will take no time at all to build up because of all of his built-in additional supers. And if you have dupes, which unfortunately, even after all these years, I do not, that's another potential additional super that can be sprinkled on top. He then launches an additional super attack when activating the active skill or when key is 24. Then we have Gogeta Blue, who will be a 170 lead for final trump card and fusion. On 18 key, he'll raise attack and then he'll raise defense by 30% for 1 turn, cause colossal damage to the enemy. On 18 key, he'll raise attack again and greatly raise defense by 50% for 1 turn and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. He'll get attack and defense plus 140%, then key plus 4 and defense plus 100% when attacking. He'll launch an additional attack that's a great chance, a 70% chance of becoming a super attack as the first or second attacker in a turn. He'll then launch an additional super attack and have a 70% chance of evading enemies' attack as the third attacker in a turn, and of course will transform when conditions are met. Then when he transforms into Gogeta Blue on 12 key, he'll greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for 1 turn, cause colossal damage to the enemy. On 18 key, he'll greatly raise defense by 50% for 3 turns and cause colossal damage to the enemy. He will evade enemies' attack for 1 turn after transformation, have attack and defense plus 150%. He'll get key plus 5, launch 2 additional attacks, each with which have a medium chance of becoming a super attack, and attacks are effective against all types as the first or second attacker in a turn. So one of your best bets, okay, because of, you know what, we'll just include all of it. Because of all of this, you have Tech VB in slot 1, you have Gogeta Blue in slot 2, and you've basically got a super version of Final Form Cooler with those 2 built-in additionals. And don't forget, on his 18 key, just like VB, he'll be greatly raising his defense by 50% for 3 turns, and because of the additionals, raise his attack and defense by 50%. VB overall, out of the 2 EZAs, is better overall, but again, the amount of damage Gogeta Blue can do, he's packing. He is indeed packing. He'll then get key plus 7, which is great, again, because of the LR, the consistency for the 18 key. He'll launch an additional super attack and have a 70% chance of evading an enemy's attack as the 3rd attacker in a turn. He'll then have an additional key plus 1 up to 5 and attack and defense plus 22% up to 88% with each attack performed, which shouldn't be too difficult because he has that 2 guaranteed additionals anyway, just like VB. They've got additionals left, right, and center. VB, a few more, and also guaranteed, not guaranteed, but more chances to have the actual additional super pop. But again, as I said, the amount of damage this guy can do is still kind of ridiculous. You're also more likely to have Gogeta Blue potentially in slot 3 as well, just because you can utilize loads of damage while also utilizing the 70% chance to dodge in hard content like Red Zone and stuff. So he will work very, very well. And then just like Tech VB, he will also perform a critical hit when activating the active skill or when key is 24. Or should I say, just like VB in terms of having this condition, but instead he will perform a critical hit instead of an additional. So again, he's going to be doing a ton of damage. The thing that's going to be making him do so much damage as well, even though he doesn't super as much as VB, is having that typical Gogeta effect, which is having attacks effective against all types. So that is no matter what phase you are facing, no matter what is going on, he is going to be doing a ton of damage. And again, if you have dupes, that's the potential of an extra super. That's a potential of critting along the way as well. The amount of damage you can do with these two and the amount of super attacks you can do, especially with VB, is honestly ridiculous. The year 5 LRs have returned. But that is everything coming in part 3. As I said, part 3 doesn't have as much content as part 1 and 2, kind of naturally. But in terms of EZAs, the hype definitely is there, even though it doesn't have as much content. And all of the events, all of the emissions kind of round out in part 3. But let me know how hyped you are. Let me know if you actually are excited for the 8th anniversary. Even though I know stuff is coming and I do kind of leave stuff kind of under wraps. Like, I know it's coming, but I don't know like the full extent of some details to keep some stuff fresh for me. I'm still excited. You know, am I excited as years prior? Maybe not. But that's just me over time, you know, kind of playing Dokkan a little less. But I'm still excited. I still can't wait for this to drop. Global to have a bunch of content. The anniversaries and worldwide are always like the hypest times in Dokkan. But let me know if you are indeed excited. And as I said before in the beginning of the video, if you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and consider hitting the like button as well. But take care, guys. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. And peace.